Next game is the Falcons and the Lions. The Falcons got their butts kicked 20-6. Desmond Ridder was 21 of 38 for 201 yards, no touchdowns, and no picks. He's just not very good in my opinion. Bijan Robinson had 10 carries for 33 yards. Disappointing stuff from him. Tyler Allgeier had 7 for 12. Desmond Ridder had 2 carries for 3. And Kyle Pitts had 1 carry for -4. This is just bad coaching 101 in my opinion. Not like, you see Bijan Robinson clearly doing better. You still split carries with Tyler Allgeier. You're still splitting tight end touches with Jonnu Smith and Kyle Pitts. And even more bad coaching. Jonnu Smith used to play for the Titans with Arthur Smith. They're close. This is a product of a head coach feeding his guy instead of one of the most talented tight ends in the league, arguably the best tight end talent, not the best tight end talent because that's Travis Kelce, but Kyle Pitts is absolutely in the top 5, top 3 of most talented tight ends in the league. And Arthur Smith still wants to give Jonnu Smith the ball. It's absolutely frustrating. But Pitts did lead the way for all receivers. He had 5 catches for 41 yards. You just wish he would get the ball more because Jonnu Smith had 5 catches for 37. Super bizarre stuff. Drake London, 2 catches for 31 yards on 6 targets. Bijan Robinson had 4 catches but only 27 yards. Matt Collins had 1 catch for 23. Tyler Allgeier had 2 catches for 17. Kadero Hodge had a catch for 15. And Michael Pruitt had a catch for 10. So super frustrating stuff. I wouldn't drop Drake London, but I wouldn't play him either because this offense is so unpredictable. Even in a game like this where they were behind, still, Drake London, 2 catches. Kyle Pitts having just as many catches as Jonnu Smith, almost just as many yards too. But Bijan Robinson, obviously you want to keep playing him. Tyler Allgeier, I wouldn't call him a total drop, but if you did drop him, I would get it, but I would be against it for sure because, Arthur Smith wants to split these touches. He's still giving Tyler Allgeier 7 carries and Bijan Robinson 10 when Bijan is the guy that everyone wants to see, the guy who is producing, the guy who's been more efficient. It's just going to be frustrating until the Falcons get a new coach. The Falcons are winning just enough to where that's not going to happen. So I wonder if that's even a possibility. But, stay away from Kyle Pitts. Stay away from Drake London, but keep playing Bijan Robinson because the talent absolutely is there, and this team is showing a willingness to run the ball. For the Lions, Jared Goff had a really solid day. You could definitely do worse as your starting fantasy quarterback. 22 of 33, 243 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Jahmyr Gibbs had a bunch of carries with David Montgomery being out. 17 carries for 80 yards, 4.7 yards per carry is really good. Just wish that a touchdown would have been there, but solid day from him. Craig Reynolds got used a little less than I thought, honestly. 4 carries for 15 yards from him. Zonovan Knight had 3 carries for 13. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a carry for 4, and Jared Goff adding 3 on the ground, but he had the rushing touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, really interesting stuff here. Disappointing that Josh Reynolds wasn't targeted. I thought he would have a solid game after Luke Musgrave didn't play well last week against the Falcons. Amon-Ra St. Brown getting the A.J. Terrell shadow. You would think that it would open things up for Reynolds, but Reynolds didn't even get targeted in this game. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 9 catches for 102 yards on 12 targets. Amazing stuff from him. Obviously, keep plugging him into your lineups. Sam LaPorta emerging as a really solid option at tight end. He's going to have to be ranked in the top 10 tight ends consistently from here on out, it's looking like. 8 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown on 11 targets. Just amazing stuff from him today. Khalif Raymond had 4 catches for 55 yards, and Jahmyr Gibbs added a catch for 2 yards. So Sam LaPorta really emerging as a tight end right now. If he's on your wire, definitely add him. Amon-Ra St. Brown looking pretty matchup proof at this point. And if David Montgomery continues to miss time, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be who they lean on. Craig Reynolds isn't going to get as many looks as I thought. So if Montgomery isn't there, Gibbs, absolutely a must start.